gotten worse. You could say that it is out of control. Is the two-party system working?
The big news this week is two candidates clinched their party's nomination for president. One candidate is too old and mentally unfit to be president. The other is me.
Got an election coming up. We're going to have to choose between a dinosaur and an orangutan. Wow.
2/3 of you say you don't want a Biden-Trump rematch.
Everywhere I go in Colorado, Dan, I hear that people are not happy with Trump and they're not happy with Biden.
A rematch that many Americans say they don't want.
I don't have a candidate right now that's talking about our challenges and our problems as a nation and as a world.
Start talking about the issues that people recognize are such a problem right now.
We all know that division is destroying us.
First up in a race between the oldest presidential candidates ever.
They call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion.
We have a situation where they're telling us we have to settle for one of these two guys. We don't want either one of y'all. But in order to take that position, you have to have somebody else that you could present.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Not only what he did, what he tried to do, and what he says he's going to do. I mean, this is like being a mosquito in a nudist colony. It's hard to pick a target, but you got to pick one and go after it.
Right? Biden is weak in all the wrong areas. Trump is a polarizing salesman, not a statesman.
Candidates that are now the presumptive nominees are really locked in a battle against each other.
But many Americans have made clear they don't want former President Trump or President Biden.
Struggling with the why do I have to keep voting for the lesser of two evils? We deserve better than that.
I can't associate myself with the Republican Party under Donald Trump. I think he poses a clear threat to our democracy, our institution.
When we pledge allegiance to the United States of America, not to the Republican or the Democrats.
Our country is in crisis, and we need real leaders that know how to fight, that know how to walk in a room and don't get rolled.
20%, 1 in 5 Americans who say they don't like either one of these two men who are running.
Of lie after lie after lie. That's what he's peddling to the American people, not tariff policy. He's peddling an alternate reality vision of America that is built on lies. Let's be honest about that.
Guess what? Biden is not getting a lot more popular. He's certainly not getting younger.
The former president is saying that the system is broken or the system is corrupt or the system doesn't work.
300 years for our democracy is not a guarantee. With Putin on the march and emboldened on the world stage, Viktor Orban getting a hero's welcome here in the U.S., especially at Mar-a-Lago.
Country that these are the two worst presidential candidates in modern history.
It may be that the real accountability here is, do facts matter to enough people to make a sound decision as to who should be in that very, very important office?
So being a Republican, it doesn't mean that I have to vote against my community.
View Trump as a national security risk?
Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats are bending themselves into pretzels, trying to avoid accountability for Joe Biden's failed policies.
I personally would just say I just don't believe that he should be a presidential candidate at this time.
What's wrong with advocating for elections in a democracy?
We're voting against, say, making sure men can't play in women's sport.
I think it's an absolute disgrace the way they've been conducting themselves all of these years.
The president is announcing more student loan relief, focusing in on a key campaign promise. This morning, the president, he's canceling nearly $6 billion in student debt for 78,000 public service workers.
If this election isn't won, I'm not sure that you'll ever have another election in this country.
VP Mike Pence saying that he will not endorse Trump for president.
In one example, he insisted President Biden beat Barack Obama during a national election, which obviously never took place.
You'll remember the Supreme Court had struck down Biden's original plan to cancel $10,000 for all borrowers making less than $125,000 a year. But the president has found ways around that to cancel more student debt for borrowers.
Okay. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends.
And we had more illegal crossings in 2021 than we had had in any previous year.
Speaking at the Gridiron Dinner in Washington over the weekend, President Biden laid out what he believes is at stake in the election, saying there is a toxic cycle of anger and conspiracy, adding freedom is under assault, the freedom to vote, the freedom to choose, and so much more.
This has just evolved into this bickering and nonsense and not really doing the job for the American people. problems with setting priorities. We have a very tragic circumstance in Ukraine.
Approximately 70% of the American people do not support continuing a war in Ukraine.
How much we actually agree on in this country, even if we're on different sides.
For America continues from the extreme MAGA Trumper.
It is officially a psychotic state of denial. Some things we don't disagree on everything.
Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Whether or not Trump was talking solely about cars or about the broader economy.
Plot to start the process to elect a new speaker.
McCarthy became the first speaker ever to be ousted by his own colleagues.
Very vulnerable Democratic incumbents who are scared to death to vote on anything related to our border. The solution to this problem is to elect a Republican majority in November and Donald Trump.
And we focus on messaging bills that get us nowhere.
And he's absolutely right. There's chaos. There's so much division. The Congress is on record, this 118th, of being the least productive in our lifetime.
We're going to have to do it because the country is in crisis.
Gen 6 case might get tried late summer, early fall, and be resolved.
It was a compromise. I'm not going to take back my words. It was a compromise. No one got what they wanted. The American people get to see their government work for a change.
The establishment wants you to do is not the best thing for you or for anyone.
And so there was a great frustration and appetite for a third-party candidate.
There's no shortage of accountability if everybody pays attention to and reacts to those facts. As everyone is saying, engagement, participation, and use of those facts in manifesting and voting is maybe the only jury that ultimately matters.
Our system is broken in how we choose candidates, and I want to get involved in that process.
Primaries are about picking the best you got to offer.
So much to discuss and to break down about what this all means and how we continue to get back to this place.
It's time for things to change.
Not just president, but Senate, House, local offices. We've got to find better ways to elect candidates and bring America together.
Is to find somebody who doesn't want to be elected.
Today's political environment is just getting too consuming.
Hoffa wants to disclose that he, Stray Cat LLC, and Stray Cat Productions maintain a neutral stance and do not align with any religion, political party, idealism, or any other group of people except people who love and want world peace.
What is really going on? What do you think about that? Hawkeye, in one of his transcendental moments, had an idea on how to remedy the current political situation. Okay. Did you see episode 170? About the draft and the selective service system? Hey Google, why do people get into politics?
Sure, on the website Indeed.com, they say, many individuals rely on politicians to protect and address their best interests. Knowing that you can influence, impact, and inspire others makes the work of a politician meaningful and can provide you with a sense of achievement.
Remember the draft? Technically, it is called the selective service system. It was extremely popular back in the Vietnam days. The main goal of the draft is to ensure the availability of an adequate number of troops. It is based on the principle of compulsory military service, requiring eligible men to register with the selective service system. Once registered, individuals become part of a pool from which potential draftees can be selected when the need arises. So now, what if all college graduates had to register with the selective service system? They would disclose their level of education. Then they would be classified and put into a pool to be selected to serve as a senator, congressman, and other important positions. The brightest graduates would be eligible to be selected as the President of the United States. It does not mean that candidates would serve immediately out of school. It would be mandatory, like doing jury duty. First, the election committee would randomly select candidates from the pool of graduates. Of course, they would be vetted and pre-qualified. Their bios and resumes would be published and mailed out to registered voters like is done now. 5 candidates would be selected for each office. From the primary election, the 2 candidates with the most votes would proceed to a general election. The winner would be awarded the political position for a predetermined time period. They would serve the time as a service to our country, then return to their previous profession, career, or business. It ensures that every eligible person has an equal chance of being called upon to serve their country. Exemptions and deferments can be provided for various reasons, including medical or family conditions, just like doing jury duty. In conclusion, the draft, or the Selective Service System, is a process designed to ensure the availability of troops and political candidates. While the draft has been a source of controversy, it plays an important role in maintaining a capable military. Through random selection and evaluation, eligible individuals may be called upon to serve their country. Maybe one of you scholars out there just might be able to make this idea happen. This is another social statement from neurodivergent Hawkeye. He says that his idea would eliminate the problem of the egotistical people in our government. Peace and harmony always be with you. That was right on. I am your hostess of Hawkeye's Tales and Trails. Please subscribe.